So I recently asked you guys, Dereck Chisora, who would you like to see him fight next? And this is obviously following his win over Carlos Takam. And the overwhelming winner in this poll, and there was over 1,000 of you who voted, the overwhelming winner, the front runner to face Dereck Chisora next, is Jarrell Miller. That did surprise me a little bit. I would have thought that Dillian Whyte might be the front runner. I thought Dillian Whyte would be the fans' choice to face Dereck Chisora next, but no. In fact, I even was thinking Deontay Wilder might be the fans' choice for Dereck Chisora to face next, but no. That's not who the fans... And I'm not talking about who I would want Chisora to face next. I'm talking about who I thought the fans would want Chisora to face next. But no, it wasn't any of those guys. And for the record, who I would like to see Dereck Chisora fight next would be Carlos Takam in a rematch. Because the first fight was so good, and Takam was well on top by the 7th round. Well ahead on the cards. He must be gutted that he let the win slip away the way he did, that he got complacent. He literally snatched defeat from the jaws of victory in that fight. So I would personally like to see Dereck Chisora rematch Carlos Takam in his next fight. But the fans feel different. The fans want to see Jarrell Miller against Dereck Chisora. And that would be a very interesting fight too. That would be a fight which surely Dereck Chisora would be able to get himself up for. One of my concerns though for Dereck Chisora is that he was slurring his words in the post-fight interview against Carlos Takam because he'd taken a hell of a lot of hard shots from Takam. In fact, that was probably the worst beating that Dereck Chisora ever took in his career over 8 rounds. I know he took a bit of a beating against Fury, and Klitschko hit him with plenty of shots and he got knocked out by David Haye. But none of them had Chisora up against the ropes round after round, just pounding away on him in the corner. Consistently with punch after punch after punch. That never happened to Dereck Chisora in any other fight that he's had. But it happened against Carlos Takam. So that was probably the worst beating he took. And ironically, it turned out to be his best victory. Because he was taking his career worst beating for 7 rounds, but then came out and saved it with the best punch, the best right hand he's ever thrown in his career. You know. But anyway, the fans want the Miller fight. I'm concerned about whether Dereck Chisora will be able to produce what he produced against Takam in terms of the energy, the work rate, the level of performance. Whether he'll be able to produce that against Miller because of the damage he may have taken in the Takam fight. And Miller, if someone like Carlos Takam, who is a very physically strong man, let's not get that twisted, but if someone like Carlos Takam can push Chisora back, pin him on the ropes consistently, work away, and have Chisora on the brink of being stopped, because Chisora was nearly stopped at least a couple of times there. There was a couple of times when the referee was very close to stepping in and stopping the fight in Carlos Takam's favor. And even Eddie Hearn after the fight said, I think after the 6th or 7th round, he was considering telling Don Charles to stop the fight because Chisora was taking so much punishment. So if Takam can do that to you, Jarrell Miller, who weighs over 300 pounds, who also throws a hell of a lot of punches, he might be an even tougher fight for Dereck Chisora than Takam was. A 300-pound man who's younger than Takam, who's bigger than Takam, who might have a better chin than Takam. How would that go for Dereck Chisora? I don't think it'd go well. I would definitely pick Jarrell Miller to beat Dereck Chisora. But then again, I picked Carlos Takam to beat Dereck Chisora and he didn't. So what I think and what you think is irrelevant. Perhaps we should just get the fight on so we can find out for sure what the reality is. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who you'd like to see Dereck Chisora fight next. Did you vote in the poll? If you didn't, I'd like to know what your choice would be and give me an explanation as to why you're choosing who you're choosing. Now there are a few comments here, just a couple. This person says Miller talks a lot and Chisora does not take what you know what. So the build-up will be interesting. Del Boy is something. That one lucky win last night was his last. Big Baby would put him to sleep. So let's stop getting carried away now. Okay. Well, I felt the same about Takam, to be honest with you, Castro. I felt like Takam was a step too far for Chisora. I felt like Takam was going to defeat him. And I didn't really see much hope for Chisora in the fight. I thought Takam was going to win it on points and win it pretty comfortably on points. But it wasn't the case. Takam got taken out. So maybe Chisora's got another trick up his sleeve if he was to fight Jarrell Miller. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know what at least 1,000 of you think, but maybe the rest of you have got a different opinion. Let me know, people. It's Simon, I'm out.